Uh, we presented human and organizational performance, and I want everybody to get this. Our human and organizational performance isn't the HOP principles. It's the human and organizational performance leadership behaviors. That new list, the new order of the list that we came up with, that breaks it down to a cycle. And if I haven't done it for you, I'll do it right now. It takes about a minute and a half, and you should either memorize it or get something very close because the order really matters. I tell people that Todd wrote the book in a perfect order, but that was to educate. What we have to do is go out and practically apply it. So here it goes. When we say error is normal, we're not trying to normalize error. We understand, and we probably all agree that people are fallible and even the best will make mistakes. Well, if we don't understand the definition of errors and violations and deviations and the separation of those, we can't do any of the other behaviors related to the principles. Because when something happens, we have to manage our propensity to blame. It's not just that blame fixes nothing. You can't just say that. You have to actually have leader behaviors where blame isn't the first action so that we wait just long enough to understand that systems create the context that drive the behaviors that create the outcomes, both good and bad. In other words, our response to success and failure really, really matters. And then we can learn the first time before bad things happen and only have to learn once. Folks, when I say that way, it immediately shifts people from principle thinking to behavior thinking. And I've watched entire leadership teams, I've watched an entire group of CEOs just kind of cock their heads and go, we've had hot people coming in down here for almost 5 years, and it's all about principle this and principle that. I tell organizations, stop doing a principle of the month because you got to do all of those things. It's a holistic approach to improving operational excellence, not deploying HOP. And so a lot of times when you guys come in, like that was part of the draw for that team that got together. I think there were probably 100 of the leadership team that were in the senior leader workshop that I did there. And to a person, even in their operations division, even in their generation division, who is already doing human performance, they said, we just haven't looked at it that way. Sometimes they look at HOP as this passing phase, just another way to do human performance. When you put it in that framework, and you can go back and watch this video and kind of develop that. To me, that's the elevator speech for the leader, knowledge, language, and behaviors that create the enabler so that the human organizational performance principles can become behaviors that create the outcomes that they want. Safe, stable, and reliable operations.